Hello, everyone. My name is Deneen White, and I'm the host of the Coffee in the Green Room podcast. Here in Coffee in the Green Room, we have those conversations. You may not have them on stage, you have them behind the scenes before you get on stage. Today, I am so excited to have one of our Inner Circle members, Diamond Benford, here. Diamond, welcome to the Coffee in the Green Room.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. So, Diamond, tell me about your interest in the entertainment industry. Like, when did it start for you?
So I would have to say it started at a very young age. When I was in elementary school, we used to put on little plays in our classroom. I remember one year for our Halloween play, I got casted as the Black Cat. So all the parents came in, and I'm just dressed up as a black cat, just meowing on the stage. And then after that, I did some other school plays growing up. I eventually did a production of Black Nativity with our Cincinnati Black Theater Company,
Oh,
where I
cool.
got to sing and dance on stage. So that was really fun. And then for modeling, my aunt and I used to watch America's Next Top Model all the time. And then I used to practice my walk. And then every day I'm like, smile. And so growing up, and then I was just a big fan of that show, even though I know it's controversial now,
We're not here to talk about the
but
controversy.
I loved that show growing up. It inspired me to feel pretty, want to explore the fashion industry, wanting to create art with myself.
That's beautiful. So let me ask you a question. With VIP Ignite, you had the opportunity to meet someone on America's Next Top Model, the one and only Phil Sullivan. What was that like for you?
So that was actually my first shoot with
Yeah, in
VIP.
Orlando, right? I
Yes.
remember that.
Yes, Phil was amazing. He even worked with me on set, during the actual shoot, and showed me how to adjust myself to get the best photo. So that was really great because I loved his season. It was such a great season. I loved when they introduced the men and women because it was good to see how men modeled, because it was usually just women,
Hmm.
and the modeling styles is sometimes it's different, but I feel like a good model takes a little bit of masculine and feminine energy, to create a perfect image.
Tell me more about this. Like, what do you mean by a take the masculine and the feminine energy to create the perfect image?
So masculine energy, so they're more of a presence on the set. So it's more of a stronger look. Usually they're taking up more of a space.
Okay.
Um, Feminine is more dynamic posing. So there's lots of angular movements, lots of stretching to lengthen. Because when you're high fashion model, they definitely want you to lengthen as
Yeah.
much as possible. So you're pointing your toes. If you're reaching up to the top to the sky, and
Yeah.
then you're making sure your hands aren't little sticks, like little planks.
I used to have claws when I used to my first shoot. I was like, I had claws. They were like, "What are you doing with your hands?" I'm like, "I don't know. What am I supposed to do with my hands?" I wish I had you coaching me.
You could thank America's Next Top Model for that.
Okay, you heard it here on Coffee in the Green Room. Thank you, America's Next Top Model. So, Diamond, how long have you've been working with us now for what 3 years?
Mm,
Nearly
I
three.
guess it would be 3 years.
Yeah, it'll be 3 years in May. That I mean, since we met you first in person.
Mhm.
So, how has your life changed by being a part of VIP Ignite?
I think it's changed to where I found more of a confidence in myself. Um, I know recently, because I've struggled self-image growing up, and recently when I get my photos, I look at them and I'm like, oh my gosh, she is actually really beautiful, and it just makes me feel so happy to see myself being able to express myself, and then that expression actually comes across on the page.
Yeah, I've definitely seen that confidence exuding from you, especially the last shoot that we had in Orlando. I remember that shoot. That's where you really started popping for me because, like, you owned yourself. It was different. Like, you weren't just going through the motions, but you were owning them, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
And it was just so beautiful to see that confidence growing, and just it's been amazing to follow along with your journey, just seeing that person that I saw when I interviewed you coming forth. And it's amazing to see that. And I want you to know that. Like, I want you to know we see your growth and your transformation. We're so excited to have you as a part of VIP Ignite. I want you to know that. We're not going to do that right now. Do not start crying on me. But I'm going to as well. All right. So why modeling? Like there's so many other things you could do to like build up your confidence and to help inspire people. Like, why modeling?
So for me, modeling, I don't know, it's when I'm actually modeling, I feel like I step outside of myself and then I can become someone who's more confident. Um, because in my day-to-day life, sometimes I feel like I lack that.
Okay.
But whenever I'm like walking, like doing my strut or posing in front of a camera, then I'm just like, I feel like I come into myself.
Yeah. I love that. So if someone's watching this podcast right now and they're like, okay, I'm on the fence about even thinking about VIP Ignite, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to look inward, figure out what they like about themselves, what they're looking for to grow into themselves, and how they feel like this industry could help them. Because you don't want to do it just because you want to be famous. You want to do it because it's something that you're actually passionate about.
Awesome. So if you're passionate about modeling, about acting, make sure that you check out VIP Ignite. So Diamond, how can people find you on social media if they want to follow your journey and see this transformation that you're going through?
So on Instagram, I'm diamond.liliana.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I really appreciate this.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right. For those people watching, make sure that you hit subscribe on Coffee in the Green Room podcast because I am going to have some amazing actors, models, musicians, authors, coaches, business owners, entrepreneurs here on Coffee in the Green Room. You never know who's going to be sitting in the chair right across from me. And you do not want to miss an episode. So make sure you click subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.